every single day I'm inspired. I'm like, wow, this would be great with this. This would be great with
And
that.
I have to be like,
but then I have her. She's like, no, don't do it. No, maybe we're not there. We're not there.
My name is Pesy Sikyala.
My name is Babajide Alao, and
we're
we are the owners of the Cradle NYC. I'm from Nigeria, West Africa. I am 26 years old.
I'm 25 years old and I'm from Kinshasa, Congo. We met here in New York City during Fashion Week. That was 7 years ago. We just celebrated our 7th year anniversary.
Yes.
People will always remember you as a person before they remember your product. And I think that's very important for us, for people to know who we are as individuals, our background. We were models before this.
The Cradle, it was kind of something of a spiritual calling. It's when you feel like you're destined to do something a little bit more than what you're currently doing. I graduated high school and later on joined the fashion industry, but I knew there was something in me that I wanted to do that was just more than being a model.
We've been open for 3 years now. We started as a catering company. We were just catering to parties. And then from there, we opened a food cart right on the beach as a way to just introduce the community to West African food, something that you don't really find here at Rockaway. And then from there, God opened the door for us to have a brick-and-mortar, which is where we are right now.
Yes.
The biggest challenge for us is running a restaurant with only 4 hands.
Yeah.
We are here every single day, from the cooking to opening the restaurant to cleaning to ordering stuff to clothing. We are literally like the dishwasher, the cook, the owners, HR, the carpenter. The restaurant itself as well was a lot of work. First of all, we're young adults. We do not have thousands and thousands of dollars. We had to work with what we had at that moment and just our knowledge. So we decided to work on the restaurant ourselves. And we were here night and day, cleaning, tearing things apart, painting, removing things. And it was, okay, what do we want at the restaurant? What is this? We can't call someone to come paint it. Let's go to Home Depot, let's get paint, let's start painting it ourselves. How should our country be represented through our food? To be honest, it's not easy to get customers or just anyone from a different walk of life to try something they've never tried before, something new. And when it comes to West African food or African food in general, there's a lot of stereotypes behind it.
Oh, is it spicy?
Is it super spicy? Is it too oily?
Some people don't know. I've seen that a lot. When they try our food, they don't know how to describe it, or they don't have necessarily a memory for something they can compare it to. And that's because Nigerian food, it's different.
We don't go, okay, we should have this, should have that, should have X, Y, and Z. We tell them like, look, this is my favorite thing on the menu.
Or like when customers come by and they're like, what is jollof? You know, they say it weird, you know, but I'm just like, it's called jollof. Maybe you should try it. And then we have like little sample cups that I quickly put it in there. And it's like the interaction of having things like hot on the stove and dishing it out and letting them try it. Once you open that pot, the steam and the aroma really comes out and they're able to see like, okay, our food was really cooked.
We would sit down with our customers and just talk like, oh, your mom made this, my mom made this. Like, oh, this is how my grandma used to make it. It's just all about relationship. And I think apart from our food, people do generally come here to talk to us, to see how the restaurant is going or what's new at the restaurant. They bring their families over. Instead of people coming going, oh, hi, I want to order this. It's more like, oh, hi, James, you know? Hi, Natalie, like, how you doing today? Good. Oh, you want your usual? Yeah, I want my usual. You know how I make it? Yes, I know how you like it.
This place definitely saves Toronto because this food is
I love this. Like,
this place hits home in the stomach. I'm telling you.
I told you. Is it this taste? That's why I couldn't explain it.
One of my favorite that I come here for often is the puff puff.
We call it from my country, since I'm Congolese, mikate. The difference is pretty much the name, since they're both from different parts of Africa. In Nigeria, they call it puff up because of the puffiness you get once the dough hits the oil. It's a common street food that you'll find when you're walking the streets of Congo. It brings back so much memories of my childhood in Congo, growing up with my siblings and my cousins and my grandma.
What would you say an average number you make every day?
An average number we make it maybe 100 or more puff puffs. Each order contains 3 puff puff balls. So it depends on the day. Sometimes I have to make more, and then sometimes, hey, we're just sold out and you have to come back tomorrow for some.
Perfect.
Everything is a trial, you know, I believe, because when you go through that trial, then it tells you if you are really, you know, if you're really determined to do what you want to do or what you had in your mind to do. I had to drive from Portland, Oregon back to New York with a food cart in the back of the U-Haul.
In the middle of your finals, so he's pulling over to do exams, to submit like his homework while driving, and I'm at home and I can't sleep because he's in the middle of the, you know, in the middle of the country driving. So it was
a journey, and it tested my faith. And every moment driving, I thought, should I take the food cart back? Take it back, take it back. But then I was just like, no, I'm really determined and this is what I really want to do. And I made it to New York with it. I didn't think, you know, getting a brick-and-mortar was gonna be like literally the next year after the food cart, you know, as well as having a farm. Welcome to the Cradle Farm. We grow our vegetables here locally in the Rockaways. It's about 3 miles away from the restaurant. We have 2 different types of kale. We have bell peppers, we have cherry tomatoes, and we also have plum tomatoes, and one species of plant from Nigeria that we call ewedu in English. It's called jute leaf. So with ewedu, you eat it with soup and the pounded yam or amala, so which is also part of the okile menu that we have at the restaurant. The main goal of the restaurant is to be fully 100% farm to table and knowing where my food comes from. It's really important. Similar to living at home in Nigeria, having a small garden in the backyard, it was so normal until I came to the United States and started living in apartment buildings and not having access to farms or even able to grow our own food. And farm to table really brings me closer to home and closer to how like my grandparents did it in Nigeria. We are people of faith. We walk by faith and not by sight, because being able to see something does not really mean that's the end goal, you know, because when you walk by faith, it's like you don't see it, but you believe. You should order from my restaurant. You know I got a restaurant, right? No. Yeah, check it out. The Cradle NYC, TheCradle NYC. It's on Beach 96.